What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back with our championship preview and picks for the AFC and NFC. As always, I got Ethan joining me here to break down this week's biggest games to get to the Super Bowl. But before we can do that, we got to look at last week, and we were right on two out of the four games. You and me mixed up the Buffalo and Philly wins, but we both suffered that loss in Detroit. I mean,
Yeah.
I think 90% of America was taking the Lions to win that game, and it just so
Yeah.
happened that the Commanders played better all the way through. And kind of the same thing for the Chiefs, but for me, I think the biggest takeaway is that the Rams gave Philly a shot till the last play of the game. And I think that's all I can ask for, picking the Rams. And then obviously same goes for you with Baltimore.
Mhm. Yeah, I think Philly really should have made a bigger lead out of what they didn't capitalize on very many opportunities, and same goes for the Rams. But then again, the game that we were all just so surprised about is that big Detroit loss. And Ben Johnson and I forget their defensive coordinator's name, but both have new head coaching roles. So
Mhm.
that's going to be interesting next year.
And their
Is it
defensive
Robert
line
Quinn?
coach, he's going to New England,
Oh, is he going to New England?
reuniting with Vrabel.
All right. So yeah, and Jaden Daniels has been going crazy. So, hey, we kind of said Washington, like, I don't know, I feel like we kind of did call it. Like we said it was going
Yeah.
to be a close game, and we said at the beginning of the playoffs too. There's one team that's gonna, just get catch fire and get hot, and
And then it's the Commanders here. There's always one every season. We've seen it for the last 3, 4 years, at least get to this far. And the locks, pretty good week for you and me, I guess. We both getting four out of our six. Losing one, the under. Yeah, that one lost, I think, in the second quarter for you for the
yeah,
Lions. The Mahomes two passing touchdowns. I thought that was for sure going to happen. Only finished with one to Kelsey, and it was a miracle that he caught it and threw it. And then Kyron Williams not getting in the end zone was very surprising to me. They did throw it a lot, so I did bet on Stafford and a separate bet to throw for over 300 and two touchdowns. So that one worked out pretty well for me for the most part. I mean, pretty solid week for both of us.
nothing else to add on there. Just disappointing pick for the Commanders lines under there,
And then you
but
look at this week, obviously we're taking three, or I'm taking three from each game, and I'm going Commanders plus 6.5 at Philly. I'm going to take that half point and ride with it because I think if, it is going to be one of those games, 6 points, 7 points possibly. So I'll take the half. Terry McLaurin and Saquon both score. I feel like that's just a given at this point in the playoffs. Then I like Kansas
yep.
City 1.5 at home against Buffalo. Hard to bet against the Chiefs at home. AFC Championship, seventh straight appearance. Why not send Mahomes to another Super Bowl? In doing so, I think Travis Kelce's going to score along the way, along with Josh Allen.
Yeah, very solid picks. I like, that seems like a safe basic locks, which is what we're going for here. Mine
Mhm.
is not so safe as you can see the odds on the bottom there. So I'll just go ahead and get into it. First, I got Washington plus 6. I'd still bet this. I mean, obviously I'd still bet it at 6.5, but I'm still betting it at 6. I think it's going to be close. And then I'm taking the over in that game as well, over 47.5. Saquon Barkley is going to score 2 touchdowns. And then I got the tight end, Zach Ertz. I feel like it's not going to be Scary Terry this week. I think it's going to be Zach Ertz gets in the end zone. And then Kareem Hunt is almost, I feel like, I mean, you were saying how it's not a lock, but I feel like it's just going to happen now because he said it. So I'm
Mhm.
staying with Kareem Hunt and then Travis Kelsey to get 80 plus receiving yards. And that will be it for my locks.
And then you look at this week's games. I've updated the records with playoff wins as well. So if you're wondering why it's not just 17 and 0 or something like that. And I got the Eagles at home. And the reason behind this is because I think the Packers played them pretty well with an injured team in the first half. And obviously after that, just depleted. But the Eagles find ways to win. Eagles last week find ways to win at home and through the snow. Saquon, as long as Saquon's healthy, Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback in the playoffs. I know it might not look that way based off of yardage last week and the week before. People forget that when the Eagles played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts outplayed Mahomes. I mean, that's a conversation for a whole different time, but debate how you want. Hurts can put up those numbers when you really want him to, but with Saquon in the backfield, you don't have to. And I think for
Yeah.
this game, though, you're going to have to get best of both worlds from both of those guys because I think the Commanders They don't care. They're playing with house money. They should have not even made the playoffs this year. Jane Daniels is having the best rookie season of all time for a quarterback. So, kind of like the Packers were last year playing with house money. I think that the Eagles are going to win this game, but it's going to be one of those back and forth games like they were this year in the regular season. These two teams split 1-1, both winning at home. And if history repeats itself, that means the Eagles are going to win this game.
Well, we do have to remember in that game the Eagles got out to a big lead, and then Jalen Hurts did get injured, and the Commanders came storming back, and that's really what ignited this Commanders run, in my opinion. So, I mean, you can see on the screen I'm taking the Commanders to upset the Eagles. I mean, this is just the Eagles have just had something off about them all year, and I think the red hot Commanders just they're going to go in there. I mean, they're going to keep it close, and they always seem to win those one possession games, like we've been saying. And I'm not 100% positive and confident in this pick because, like you said, if Jalen Hurts can play, if he can run the ball well, I think they can him and Saquon they'll be able to shut it down and keep Jaden Daniels off the field. With that being said, taking the Commanders. Oh yeah, we got to give final scores. So I'm going Commanders 35, 34.
Yeah, and then I guess I'll say mine. I'll go with the Eagles. I think they're gonna win this one. I'm gonna say, let's see, 30-24. There, get you the over, cover. Everybody's happy there. And then we'll
Yep.
move to the game I think that everybody wants to see, everybody thought they would see before the preseason even started, before even OTAs even started this year. And yet again, like I said, Chiefs' seventh straight appearance in this game, the AFC Championship, six of the seven, been at home. So they're very familiar with this territory. Their only losses are to the Bengals, I believe. Their only loss in this situation. And they're due for another loss. Don't get me wrong. The Bengals was 4 years ago. And I think, I told you before the video started, if there's any year the Chiefs would lose, it would be to the Bills this year because this is the best team the Bills, I think, have assembled a team standpoint, not just player standpoint, to go up
Yep.
against the Chiefs. I'm sorry, I can't bet against the NFL and the Chiefs and what they want to see. And
Yep.
you got to say it because it just kind of seems that way. You watch the game, oh, there's a flag, 3rd and 15, somehow there's a flag, the Chiefs get an automatic first down. I mean, I'm not saying, they favor the Chiefs, but it seems like the calls at the time when they need a call, they always get the call. And, they are one of the least penalized teams in the NFL as well. So, look, just make your own assumptions there. But I think the Chiefs, they're going to win this game. It's going to be not stressful for 13 seconds. I know the Bills fans are still haunted by that, but I think the Chiefs are going to win this one. I don't want to say confidently, but I wouldn't be surprised if they win this one by a touchdown or even two possessions. I just think that late in the game, old Josh Allen's going to take over, throw a costly interception. Chiefs bleed the clock, kick a field goal with like 30 seconds left and win by 10. So I'll say they win. I'll say 24 to 4, or I'll say 24 to 16. We'll say 8. So we'll say a one possession game.
24-16. Well, as for me, I am gonna do it. I'm gonna pick the upset. I'm gonna take the Bills on the road. I don't think Josh Allen's gonna play like that. I don't think he's gonna feel like he needs to play hero ball. I think they're just gonna play good football all day, and they did beat him earlier this year, and that really hasn't been a problem for the Bills. They did beat him at home, and this is gonna be a much taller task. I mean, I don't need to get into it. You guys all know about the Chiefs. But I think the Bills have it this year, and I'm gonna go. Let's see here. Final score. I'm taking 24 to 20. No, no, no.
Yeah.
24-21.
Yeah, I got to
24.
change mine. I thought my math wasn't math and I thought I was doing the over there. I'm going 34 to 23. So you get that two possessions.
34 to
So they
23.
34-23. I think the Chiefs defense or special teams is going to score a
They've
touchdown in this
scored over
game.
30 all year.
And I know this is
Gonna
just
do
the
it this year.
Chiefs. This is
All
the
right.
Chiefs for you. They show up when it matters most. We know that.
All right. So let me lock mine in. I don't know if I did it yet. I'm changing it a little bit. I'm going 27-24. Bills win it on a game-winning field goal. Josh Allen's going to lead them down the field and lead these guys to the Super Bowl and lead America to the Super Bowl that everybody wants.
And I agree. I think if the Bills do win this game, this is their Super Bowl. Let's be honest. I think once they get to the Super Bowl, there's probably no stress. They're like, well, we made it this far. Now I guess we beat Mahomes,
Yeah, I mean,
we have to lose.
If it's Bills Eagles, I'm taking the Bills all the way for
Yeah,
sure. But
I'm just taking Philly because they're at home. I don't like the Eagles. That's plain and simple. Yeah,
agreed.
so you can unfollow if you're an Eagles fan. I don't care. So, with that being said, that's our championship round preview and picks. Come back in a few weeks as we'll be breaking down the Super Bowl, more bets that we're gonna like, more in-depth analysis, and we'll
Mhm.
kind of go over positions and who, is better at each
Are
position.
we doing are we looking over awards as well? For we could do that next week. Pro
Yep.
Bowl.
Yep, we can do that as well. We need in baseball, don't forget about baseball. That's gonna be
Yep.
coming soon. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with everything we are releasing. But until the next time, the bench buddies are out.